Aha, there you guys are. I don't know what the world. Yeah, I restarted, Candy. I don't know why. Every blessed time I have a stream scheduled ahead of time, and with my software, I click on that stream, I hit go live now for that stream, and I see your chat, but I can't see that any of you are here. I don't know. So, hello to everybody that has found me. It's Candy and Heather and Gail. Mary, welcome. I am so glad you're all here tonight. I really don't have anything specific planned other than to just have a chat and do some stitching. Hi, Rose and Anne, Penny. Oh my goodness, a lot of people that don't. This is why I decided to stream in the evening, because a lot of you folks don't get to have live chat time with me when I stream during the day. So I thought we'd just hang out. Hi, Joyce. Yes, I am well. Thank you very much for asking. Oh, Candy, you got your nerd hoop. Do you like it? Chrissy, hello. Wow. A lot of you guys jumping on. That's wonderful. Yes, I am well. It has, well, those of you who have watched any of my videos just recently know that I have had some issues with vision. But I think the changes that I have made have helped dramatically. And it's, you know what, I don't regret that decision. I really don't. It's actually making me work on some things like this, Death by Cross Stitch, that I haven't worked on for quite a while. It's on 22 count. And with my cheaters, my cheater classes, I can see it very well. So it was a good move. It was a very good move. The only other thing I have that I'm having a little trouble with right now is, those of you who are pretty new here probably, well, I'm not even sure I talked about this at any point in time, but about, let me think. Emmy is just turned 7, and she was about a year old. So it's about 6 years ago. I was babysitting for my daughter, and I had just put my dear little Emmy up for a nap, and I was coming back downstairs, and I turned to close the baby gate, and as I went to turn back, of course, I didn't have shoes on. I only had stockings on, which this old lady should have known should have known better. And my foot slipped off the step. It hit the wall. Hi, Carol. It hit the wall, and I went tumbling down the steps. Well, thank God I have padding, but I did fracture my ankle. And I have a plate and 9 screws in my ankle. Well, at any rate, the last 2 weeks, hi, Allie. I have been having trouble walking. Hi, Ghislaine. I just even to walk around the house, I was having some terrible pain in my ankle that shot up through my foot and up the back of my leg. And well, it was just not a nice thing. So on Monday, I lie. Yesterday, Friday, I went back to my orthopod and said, you really need to look at this. I said, I'm guessing it's probably arthritis, but I just want to make sure there's nothing else going on in there. Well, there is. What's happening is partly age, partly arthritis, partly just the nature of my ankle. My bones are shifting. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I am wearing one of those braces. Well, there's a support that you put on like a shoe and it laces up and then it has the straps that hold. But he doesn't want me to be dependent on that, which I understand that. So what's happening is my if this is your foot, okay, and this is your ankle. Hi, Starlet. What's happening is these bones are shifting the wrong direction so that the tibia, where it comes down, is actually impinging a nerve. So I have to go for orthotics, which no big surprise. And I will probably have to wear orthotics all the time, which again is no big surprise. So that's my other health issue. But other than that, I'm healthy and wise. I'm not going to say wealthy, but I'm healthy and wise. So that's my little story there. So my other big news is I'm leaving. You won't have a video. Well, no, you probably won't unless I just post some quickie short spurts next week. But I am leaving at 7 o'clock Wednesday morning to go to Ocean City, Maryland, to Salty Yarns for a stitching retreat. Now, Candy, you have hand and foot braces. Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to make me wear them for both feet. But you know what? That's okay. Better living through adaptive things and chemistry. When you know what, guys? Getting older is not for sissies. It is not for sissies. Yeah. So anyway, I'm leaving Wednesday at 7 o'clock to go to Ocean City, Maryland, to Salty Yarns for the annual spring retreat and to spend, well, we go early. The retreat is actually Friday. You check in Friday. So it's Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. You can stay as long as you want, but you check out Sunday. Well, my friend and Barb and I are leaving Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. because we like to go early, and we will stay till Tuesday and not come home till Tuesday. So yeah, it will be a fun time. Carol, I can put a video up like I did, a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and coerce. I'll try and coerce some of my friends to being in a video with me. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if they'll be willing. Oh, Barb will. Barb will. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it's always fun, and there aren't any classes. It's just sit and stitch and chat and visit with people, and it's just a fun time. We always enjoy it, and we really have no fun at all. Believe that? I'll tell you another one. I'm going to adjust my light a little bit here, guys, so I can see a little bit better. So if that is too glaring for you guys, you have to let me know. Wait, which way? Hi, Yvonne. Yeah. That's better for me. It washes me out a little bit, but I guess we'll just have to live with that. What do you think? Oh, these scroll by so fast. Do you crochet? Yes, I crochet and I knit. I can take crocheting or knitting along if I so desire, and I may very well do that. But I not only do I cross stitch, I do hard hanger, which of course you all know. I crochet. I knit. I have not done it for, oh man, quite a few years, but I shuttle tat. Yeah, that's about. I will try almost anything, but my love is right here. My love is cross stitch. It's what I do 9 times out of 10. Although I do have a shawl almost finished. I'll show that in my, oh wait, what happened to my, hold on guys. Oh, there's my grandkids. What happened? Is this phone going to cut off on me? There we go. I wonder if I have to. Hi, Brenda. Your first time here live. Well, welcome. Oh, wait, I might have to go into my settings here and pardon me while I find it. Control center, maybe. I want to set it so it doesn't turn off. Anybody know where you do that? Oh, sorry for shaking you. Oh, of course, Rick, there's room for at least one male stitcher. Absolutely. We can even have more than one male stitcher. There we go. Okay, found it. Now, that should not go off, and we should be cooking with gas again. There we go. Got it. Thank you, Anne. Oh, I can be. Sometimes I think I know quite a bit or can work my way around quite a bit with technology, but sometimes it takes me a while to figure it out, but I usually figure it out. But yes, Rick, you are more than welcome. In fact, maybe since it's the evening, maybe we'll have some other male stitchers. I wonder. Hey, Jen, how are you? Oh, good. I am so glad you had a good time at yours last week. Yeah, isn't it? It's always sad when they're over. Even though, oh man, even though after 7 days away from home, I'm ready to come home, but I really wish the retreat wasn't over. Well, hello, Bruce. How are you? Oh, good, Chrissy. Your hubby's sitting there listening. He might even stitch later. Good. Maniac Stitcher. These are some new names. I'm so glad to see some different people here. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Like I said, I really don't have anything planned for tonight other than to just do some stitching and yak about whatever you want to talk about. But it's good to see some guys here. That is just absolutely wonderful. You know what? It's nice to see. It's really not. Okay, maniac. Your name is Ken. Do you know what? I should write these things. I should write these names down because, till the next time, I don't know what I did with my pen, but I'll try and remember. I'll forget people's names. If I could see your faces, I would remember well. Names, I just, Oh, Ann, you started I'm a needlesmith yesterday. Oh, that's a nice one. Bruce, glad to catch. Maybe ask teacher you live. So glad to see some of his. Okay, I'm a little confused there, Bruce. I know, typos get you. Yes, do you know what? Oh, you're stitching the last stitches of your peacock pattern. Yay, Carol, way to go. Well, Steve, Royal Stitcher, you'll still rewatch tomorrow. Always. That's a good idea. Sitting here going through my floss and kidding up elusive. Oh, you did? You did? Oh, Chrissy, I bought the Grand Library, but I did not get supersize and I did not get max color. I did, however, just get the plain old regular because I don't know. Can I live long enough to do a supersize? I don't know. A regular size might be pushing it. Oh, Starlet, men are just always full of all kinds of questions, aren't they? All kinds of questions. You're reading The Scotsman, and apparently May 16th, October 5th, there's a partial eclipse. Oh, that's interesting. May 16th is your oldest son's birthday. You're putting floss for your Haid. Oh, Penny, do you like those sleeves? How do you like them? Or you didn't use them yet, you're just putting floss in them? Used it early on, satin floss, and it was wonderful. Yes, they are. I have my daughter's Christmas stocking. I have the floss for that in the sleeves, and yes, they are. I really like it because they, when you. I got to the point where I just don't want to wrap floss anymore, and I've used floss drops in the past, and everything just got so tangled that it annoyed me. I used Payco organizers in the past, and again, everything got so tangled up, it annoyed me. But these things, you put your floss in, and it can't tangle with anything else. Is she still talking no matter who I'm watching? Oh, that's funny. Yes, satin. I've never really used satin floss. I have some, but I haven't really used it. BLT, hello. How are you? Fabric coming next week for Max Color Grand Library. Oh, you're brave. You're brave. I could only do the regular. Regular, no max color. I was afraid with a max color, it was gonna be too confetti heavy, and if it was too confetti heavy, it was gonna turn me off. Kathy, they're called Floss Anthology sleeves, and you can find them on Etsy. I thought, hold on a second here. Get my mouse to come over here on my other screen. Come. There it goes. I thought I had I might have taken it off. Yeah, I did. If you just search Floss Anthology on Etsy, it'll come up. But what they are is plastic pages that have just channels in them, and you have a special tool that you feed the floss up through, and then there's a little sticker tag that you put around the floss, and then that goes into another opening and holds it in place. Royal Stitcher, you're going to 11:30. Yes, it's time for you to go to bed. Well, have a good night. Sleep well. We will miss you, and catch us on the replay. You'd love to move more about the sleeves? Yeah. Sharon, hello. You made the live. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, okay, my phone's up there. Let me, get you the OSSANTHOLOGY. Okay, if I could spell, we'd be cooking with gas here, but since I can't spell, hold on. Okay. All right, I'm going to hold this under the camera and, see if you can see it. Okay, this is what they are. And let's see. You feed the floss up through these channels, and then there's a bit of an opening here, and then the sticker tags go up in the channel up here. And when you want to use your floss, you just take your needle and pull out one strand at a time. Here's a bigger picture of what they look like. They're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Yes, Betty, or BLT. I'm sorry, I will call you that. Yes, I'm working on Death by Cross Stitch. Yeah, it was in a video not too long ago. Tracy, hello. Rose. I'm going to say that's 12:30. 30 minutes after midnight in Germany. Yes, she prints labels with the symbols on. I got those for it's part of the one bookshelf, Once Upon a Time, the open book. Yeah, that I'm also making for my daughter, and that's a couple years in the making. Bruce, do you need to turn your mic off? Am I too loud? Oh, how do you turn off the mic on your iPad? Yeah. Oh gosh, you don't want to hear what I say twice. Oh, yeah. Although, you know what, Penny, when did I order? It seems like it's longer ago than than what I'm remembering. Let me see if I can see my purchases. Yeah, I ordered the 23rd of March. Has it been that long? Can't remember. I ordered it seems like a while ago and my stuff still isn't here. Joe Joe's line. Oh, I can never pronounce names. I am so sorry. But hello anyway. Heather's asking what I use to grid fabric. I have a Bohin chalk pencil. It uses ceramic chalk and it washes out very easily. In fact, I don't grid too far ahead because it will wear off as you're stitching. So I just really grid what I need at any given time and then grid it as I need that area gridded. But a Bohin chalk pencil is what I use. A lot of people use those Frixion pens, the ones that use heat to remove them. But I've heard stories of where, if it gets cold, those lines come back. And the other thing I've heard is sometimes those lines don't come completely out and they leave like a yellow cast shadow on your fabric. So I hesitate. I'm not one for sewing in a grid. I find that when I'm stitching, that thread feels like it's always in my way. So I don't use the sulky sliver like a lot of people do. And you know what? That is a great option, if you want to spend that time gridding with that. And if you don't mind that it's, you're going to have to stitch over it to get your stitches in or whatever. I just rather use a chalk pencil and grid as I go. Oh, Yvonne, you're too kind. Yes, Starlet, is that Grand Library not an awesome chart? Yeah, I'm not going to, as much as I would like to kit it up and start it and maybe even take it along to the retreat with me, I'm kind of holding back because I really would like to finish some other things first. My daughter's Christmas stocking. Yeah, then the blue markers, Heather, they make me nervous too. They don't, did a piece that my husband asked me to do to give to a friend. And I used the blue marker and the blue water soluble marker, and I could still see some lines. I was not a big fan. I'm going to change the shape of this here so we can see more comments at a time. Hold on. Well, I thought I was going to change the shape. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe I have to change it over here. There we go. Pardon me while I adjust. But then again, you guys, are you used yet to my having issues? I'm going to put it over here like this. Okay. There we go. I hope you can still read that. And I hope you can, well, I'm sitting here yakking and not, not stitching anyway. So we'll get to that. So let me go back. Yeah. And the other thing, and I've said this before, please, please, please don't use a regular lead pencil. Please. Because being a novice to full coverage, when I did full coverage years ago and didn't realize that I was doing well, I knew that the whole thing was filled, but I didn't realize that it was a thing back then. I didn't grid. I just worked in small sections, and that was that. When I did this, the one that my husband asked me to do, I used pencil. And let me tell you what, that pencil does not come out. It does not. There were pencil lines on the unstitched part of the fabric. And I did not mat this piece, so I had to try very hard to frame it so that I covered them up. So please don't use pencil. Please. Christine, oh, you're on my live. Good for you. It's morning in the Philippines. Awesome. Candy, 123 Stitch has the bowhin marker, and they also have the chalk that goes in them. Okay, it's not like a chalk, like chalkboard chalk. It's a ceramic chalk. But again, it washes. I many times have to regrid places because my hand wears it off. Well, good, Starlet. I'm glad you haven't had issues. That's wonderful. Oh, Nick, there's a group on Facebook. If you just search retreats, there's a book a book. Oh, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning to feed my cats because my husband went upstate for the weekend. So, yeah, I'm gonna get a little tired, but that's okay. We're gonna have fun anyway. Um, yeah, there's a group on Facebook for that has retreats listed in them. If you look that up, just search retreats and see what you can find. Do you know what, Heather? It's what you see is what you get. This is real. This is life. This is real life. I never profess to be somebody that I'm not. If I flub up something on the live, I do. It's, you know what? As I said, what you see is what you get. That's just how I am. That's just how, and sometimes I'm a little too much that way. I sometimes have to learn when to not say something in real life. Not on lives. I'm pretty good about lives, but in real life, sometimes I'm pretty good at sticking my foot in my mouth. But then again, sometimes people say, Karen, tell me what you really think. Oh, good, Leslie. You got the bowhin. You're waiting for it to come. Yeah, 123 Stitch has. Now, I will also say, if you get the bowhin, there is white chalk if you're stitching on black fabric. There is green chalk, which is what I use. There's yellow chalk, which doesn't really show up very well. And there's a gray chalk, which is very much like a pencil, and that one doesn't wash out as well. So I would suggest either the white or the green. depending on whether you're using it on a light or a dark fabric. And what did I just drop on the floor? My thread. Come back. Long arm quilter. You marked quilts with a blue marker, which wouldn't come out. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Anne. I hear you. You know, and they're supposed to be water soluble. And, well, hello, Diane. Yeah, if you're using hand dyed, I probably would have to go the sulky sliver route if you felt you had to um, had to grid, because if you're using a hand dyed fabric, you don't necessarily want to wash that unless you're absolutely sure that it's color fast, because that's going to alter the color. Carol Stevens, you've been using a bowhin for years. I wonder where you got that idea. Well, Norma, thank you. Thank you. I'm not very far on this. I haven't worked on it in quite some time. Diane, you purchased the Grand Library too. Well, guess what, Diane? I'm right behind you. I'm going to be 71 in July. So, yeah. That's the reason I got the the regular and not the supersize max color. I was debating, am I going to have enough years left to stitch it? A Fonz Porter mechanical fabric pencil. Yeah, I think as long as it uses the ceramic chalk, you should be okay, as long as it's not a lead pencil. Oh, Penny, there's openings at the Harrisburg. Do you know what? I got so involved today. Oh, here I am. My husband left yesterday to go upstate hunting. Well, he doesn't hunt anymore, but he goes upstate with the guys. And I got so involved in doing stuff, and I didn't really stitch, hardly at all, that I totally forgot about looking at that website. But I will do that tonight yet. I'm going to try and talk my friend Barb into going along with us too. That would be fun. Well, hello, Janelle. And you're in Australia? So you're in Australia with Carol. Carol Stevens is in Australia also. So it's early morning there. Yeah. It's 6:45 here. Oh my goodness, I've been on over a half hour already. Holy smokes. That's fine. That's fine. I have all night. You got the green, Leslie. That's good. Expensive in the UK. Yeah, that's the thing. Stuff over here we can get probably a lot cheaper than you guys. I got the Yvonne, I got the Grand Library chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's a PDF. You can download it, and then it fits. It goes right into Pattern Keeper. Yeah, I'm telling myself, you can't start it yet. You can't start it yet. You can't start it yet. But I might have to start it yet. Actually, I'm waiting for fabric. Oh no, I'm not waiting for fabric. I'm cautiously deciding what kind of fabric I want to use. Hi, Ruby. Oh, you got your package? It got there? Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I have the list of ones I sent out. I didn't hear from everybody, so I want to double check that everything got there. Oh, Jen, did you finish your Death by Cross Stitch? Why do I seem to think you did, or you're almost done? Look, I got a way to go. I'm only this far. I need to get a move on. But it's probably going to be something I will work on pretty much. Um, Brenda, you're in Lancaster. Where? Well, you have to message me where in Lancaster County you are, because I'm only in Myerstown, Lebanon County, just one county over. Yes, so message me or leave me a comment in this, or I'm on Facebook as Karen Bug and on Instagram as Needlebug. So yeah, message me one of those places and tell me where you're at. We might have to get together. Yes, Bohan makes green chalk, Tracy. Oh, you just need to do the back stitch, Jen. Do you know what? I'm thinking about letting the back stitch off. I'm not a great... I don't like back stitch. Jenny, you're absolutely right. Things have changed so much from what they were years ago. Oh my goodness. I remember when I first started cross stitching back in the 1972. There was not much to be had. There really wasn't. It was, yeah, not a lot of things that weren't, for lack of a better way to describe them, that weren't cutesy. You know, so it has certainly come a long way. And I like to think that that's a lot of why this has picked up again, because there is so much out there and so many different things. James, hello, another man here, absolutely wonderful. Oh, Diane, sorry to see you go, but yes, catch me on the next one. And it is my pleasure. It is absolutely my pleasure. Bruce, how do you like tamari balls? I have never done those. The thought has often crossed my mind, but I have never done tamari balls. Might have to. Oh, well, all I need is one more thing. Yeah. Oh, backstitch either, but pandemic would look weird without it. Yeah. Speaking of pandemic, let me take this opportunity. Those of you that have watched my videos lately know about know that I was having trouble seeing to stitch pandemic because it's on 25 count Lugana 1/1. And what was happening was I would stitch on it and then everything would get blurry. I would look up and everything would be blurry, and it's just at the point where that was no longer really in my best interest. So I have to say thank you to all of those people and all of you people who contacted me and asked to be part of the pandemic friendship stitch along. It's really kind of a round robin. There is one of my viewers that is coordinating the whole thing. So when anybody emails me that they're interested in participating, I send the email to her, and she's taking care of seeing that it gets passed around and eventually will come back to me. So those of you who have volunteered graciously to take part in that, I just have to say thank you so, so, so very much from the bottom of my heart. You don't know, you just can't imagine what that means to me to have people like you guys all finishing that. And I hope each of you put something on it significant to you, whether it be your initials or another motif or something, to signify that you have been a part of this project. I'll say it again. Initially, it was to we kept it to people in the United States, and we were looking at just the fact that it may be a postage issue, because when you're shipping things to another country, it certainly is not super cheap. It can get a little pricey, and I didn't want people to have to spend more money than what they could afford to do to be part of it. However, since then, we've regrouped on that and rethought that. So if you are across the pond or any place else in the world other than the United States and you'd like to take part in that project, you can send me an email to be included. I have to get my mouse over. There it is, over here on this. I'll put my email address up. But you can send me an email so that you can be included, because we are having people that are not in the United States and who would like to participate to certainly be able to do that. Sorry, I'm laughing and looking away because my cat is must see a fly or something, because he's up, standing up at the window trying to catch something. That's one cat. The other cat's down sleeping in his little bed down here. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that have volunteered to take part in that. It's just special that people here wanted to help finish it. And I just appreciate that so, so, so very much. So what am I missing here? One more question. What in the world is a WIPGO board? Well, I'm not doing WIPGO, but what it is similar to playing bingo. And if you watch Jessie Marie Does Stuff, she is the inventor of a WIPGO board. And what she did was she came up with this idea in order to help motivate herself into, basically challenge herself into getting some projects done. And it's similar to playing bingo. So you set up a board and you write each column W, just like bingo would be spelled across the top. You put WIPGO, WIPGO, and then down the side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's how she does it. Or she just numbers the blocks. But each month she will call, you set your own goal and you put a goal in each block. And that can be whatever you want it to be. It can be you're going to stitch 500 stitches on project X. Or you're going to stitch 4 hours on project Z. Or you're going to do a new start. Or you can make the goal whatever you want it to be. And then when that number is called, then that month you work on that goal until you have either the board filled because you've completed all the goals, or You didn't complete them, but she has a video. So Jessie Marie does stuff, and find her video on WIPGO, and she explains it very, very well. Like I said, I don't do it, so I only have just the gist of it, but essentially it's like playing a bingo game with your stitching, and you set goals and work on that during the month. You don't have to complete it that month. Some of the goals people make are annual goals, like to take a year, and they may say, well, I'm going to get, I don't know, 10,000 stitches done on this project this year. So then she has a method for, you mark the block when the number's called, you mark the block another way when it's completed, and you mark the block another way when you're working on it. So yeah, watch her video. Watch her video. Delilah Love, you're a multi-decade returner to cross stitch. Yeah, I'm a multi-decade stitcher. What you used to stitch back in the 80s and 90s was mostly what you call cartoonish. Yeah. And that's what we had in the 70s. It was, I was hard pressed to find things to stitch. There just wasn't that much out there. Or it was like little bitty things like some flowers in an urn, or I don't even remember all of them because there just wasn't much out there. It was cartoonish and cutesy. That's what I called it. Bruce, you still have a lot to learn with your tamari balls. I could imagine. I don't think they're the easiest things in the world to do. Not that they're not doable, but I don't think they're the easiest things to do. Frederica, thank you so much for all you do. Oh, well, thank you. As many people will tell you, that's just what I do. Who was I watching? Just this afternoon, I was watching Stitchy Lanka, and she was talking about someone. I hope while I'm rambling here, all you guys are stitching, because I'm doing my normal thing of not stitching. But Stitchy Lanka was talking about someone who set up a challenge to, I forget what she called it. Meet one, teach one. Something to that effect. And I can't remember who set it up, but in essence, it was to enter the challenge. You were supposed to find someone who had an interest in cross-stitching and teach them how to stitch. And then to enter for this contest, and the contest was to win a $50 gift certificate to this person's Etsy shop, I believe. You just really basically needed to submit a picture of you and the person that you were teaching to cross stitch. So it sounded like a really nice idea. And I feel like if my videos are helping someone to learn something, to learn a new technique, or, I really don't have any basic cross stitch ones. I kind of assume that everybody at least has the basic knowledge of how to stitch. But hopefully you're learning or picking up some tips, or maybe ways to do something differently that might make it easier for you, or might help your stitching to, and here I go again. But everybody, their stitching is their stitching. And as long as they're happy, That's all that matters. And if you are looking to make your stitching neater or whatever, hopefully you've picked up some things here that have helped you to do that. Yeah, that's just what I like to do. I'm, if I can help somebody, that's, to me, that's what it's all. Don't run out of. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I gotta pull my pattern back up here. There we go. Yeah. Hopefully I make things easier. I do have tutorials on how to do hardanger. I did those years ago. We have some new live sessions that we did. So yeah. So they're out there for people to learn, how to do that. Yeah, I think we just need to take people under our wing and keep these arts alive because they are arts. They absolutely are. When your lighting situation is better, aka out of the camper, I'll definitely be sending an email. For now, I'm so happy that others have taken it up for you, and I'll join in when able. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. And like I said, I forward the emails to Susan, and she, I can't thank her enough either. I thought maybe she'd stop in tonight, but I haven't seen her. Yeah, I will forward it, and she's coordinating the whole thing. It's just an absolutely wonderful gesture. Jenny, you're intrigued by the multiple whips going at a time. Just not sure I can get my mind around it. Do you see the benefit of a break when working on a big one? Yeah, I do. I get tired. I get tired of working on a big one. Now, I can get how did Stitch Roadie call it? Oh, I just watched her yesterday. How did she say it? She gets compulsively monogamous. I think that's the term she used, where she'll just work and work and work and work on a project until she doesn't want to work on it anymore. Then she'll switch. And I think I'm kind of that way. I get hooked on something and I'll work and work and work and work on it. But it comes to a point where it's like, oh, I just need to do something different for a little bit. And then I'll switch. But then I'll probably go back to that project again. That's what happened when I was stitching Stitcher's Retreat. Oh my goodness, I was monogamous for, I'm going to say, the best part of a year till I finished that. And yeah. And it was all I wanted to work on because I just wanted it so bad. I wanted it finished. So I just worked and worked and worked and worked. And I really didn't work on anything else. I think I did. Carol, help me here. If you're still here, help me. I think I did about 50% of that chart in that last year that I worked on it, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I wanted it done so bad. And it is hanging in my living room, as you guys saw on that video of Do You Want to See My Balls? It is hanging there. It's hanging up there in pride and joy. Bloom where you are planted. Yeah. Oh, good. That sounds like it. I have to look that one up. I don't know that I've seen that one. Okay. You have, Delilah, you have Ann M. They came out smaller than anticipated, but you love how cute they are. Are they biscornues? I have never, to be honest, I've never stitched one. I do know how to put them together, but I've never stitched one. So I'm flipping back and forth here. Have any of you just bought 2 PDFs today? Okay, now I'm okay. Now I'm getting it. That's why sometimes I have to flip back. They are cute. Biscornues are cute. I've never stitched one myself, but yeah, the trick is having the point of one piece lined up with the center of the other piece, and you have to have the same number of stitches on all 4 sides, and it's the way you put it together. Tracy, you're embellishing a small fabric basket. Good for you. Jenny, you're tired of the same color. Do you know that's kind of what happens to me with like these long dogs, because I'm not very good. I can look at this and I have seen some beautiful ones out there, and the color placement is absolutely gorgeous. And I look at this and go, I don't know. I'm okay with changing colors, but as far as figuring out what color to put where in something like this, I am not very good at that. Or at least I think I'm not very good at that. Oh, Nick, 2% on Tree of Life. Amy Stewart charts are wonderful. Wonderful. But the confetti. That's why I picked regular color. Well, thank you, Tracy. I think it's important to I mean, I do put the chat up on the screen, so hopefully, although my apologies, because a video or two ago when I did a live, I forgot to do that. But yeah, I like to read what people are saying so that people can just sit and stitch and don't have to look up at the screen and catch up. So yeah. Naomi, first time here, you're able to watch live. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm so glad all of you are here. Carol Stevens, yes, you did. Yeah, I thought I did like 50% of it in that one year. I stitched I remember, I remember days, Carol, when we tried to get to 2,000 stitches a day. Yeah, that was some stitching. On the Heaven and Earth design, 2,000 stitches a day is like, holy smokes. Let's see. Jenny, you like diamond painting as well? They do whipping chats, but it's just a video of them placing diamonds and talking. Not sure where the chat is. This is great. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I wanted to let you know I received my Ukraine frame. For most part, they're very, very happy. Had one piece break, but my husband is working to repair. Molly, is that the Omnic, the quantum frame? Somebody else I know had when one of the bars, when it got to her, the end where the sidebar fits in was broken, but they made good for it. I mean, if it's an Omnic and you contact them, he will make good for it. Well, good morning, Lee. How are you this morning? Jody, you're still working on the Cardinals. Yay. I stitch on the same thing until I get bored and switch. Yeah, Jen. Yeah. And I didn't get much stitching done today for our hunt in the group. I get so involved here lately. Starlet, you're right. Repeating patterns. Oh, like a border that repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. Yeah, gets boring. Does get boring. Bruce, what's the brand of hoop I'm using? Well, Jody, you're going to keep an eye on me, aren't you? That's all me. I will stitch. I will pick it up. Bruce, this is the Nerd plastic hoop. It comes in it comes in 4 sizes. You can buy it as a set. I got them on Amazon. And they weren't expensive either. And they hold your fabric every bit as tight, if not tighter, than a Q-snap. And it doesn't loosen up on you. So I really like them. Carol, yeah, your poor hands. Oh, I remember that well. Yeah. Yeah, Molly. Yeah, when you contact Omnic, they are very good about making good for their product, and they're it's a quick shipment till you have what you ordered. Penny, happy stitching to you too, and have a very good night. Sleep well, and we'll catch you next time. Jen, Nerd Frame, best thing ever. Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. Now, I will say, unless you're going to use it on a stand, the biggest one, don't even bother getting, because, well, I shouldn't say that, because some people like really big Q-snaps. For me, unless you're going to use it on, if I was going to use it on a stand, maybe. But for me, it's way too big. This one, which is a number 2, is perfect for if you want to hold it in your hand. It's perfect. And it's lightweight. It doesn't bother my hand. I can't hold a Q-snap very, very long anymore. I just can't do it. Yes, Jen, you can blame me. It's my fault. I'll take it. Yeah, yes, Molly. They are a really nice hoop. And I mean, this, I guess you can hear that. It's drum tight. It's drum tight. And it doesn't come loose. Yes, Joy, I can use the Nerge hoops on my Lowry. Yes, this Nerge. But I also use the round ones on my Lowry. I will use either one. Yeah, I'm not particular. Yes, you can also get them on Etsy. Absolutely. Well, hello, Elizabeth. How are you tonight? So glad you're dropping by. Well, I don't know. I don't know that I I've been rambling for the last hour and almost 15 minutes. Um, you might just have to go back and watch the beginning at some point. Um, yeah, all kinds of things. All kinds of things. That's all my fault. Oh, Bruce, I just bought you a nerd hoop. The large hoop is $1 less than the medium. Oh, you know what? I love to spend other people's money. Oh. Yeah, pretty much Elizabeth business as usual. Yeah. You know the drill. What you see is what you get, and whatever comes up on the comments window is what I ramble about. That is one nice thing about doing a live. I really don't have to prepare a lot. I can just read comments and ramble on about whatever comes up or whatever people ask or want to know or, you know. Oh, Mary, you just brought one too. Enabler. Didn't you see that flashing light on my forehead, Joy? It does. It flashes enabler, enabler, enabler. Every now and again. It just does its thing. Another will get you. Well, you know what? I didn't open them yet. They just got here. Someone was asking me about how to tell what size your needle is. And there are, I found them on 123 Stitch. There are needle ID cards. I haven't opened the package yet. It only just came today. And I was setting this all up and getting ready, so I hadn't opened it. But it's a needle ID cards, and I think what you do is you lay your needle on top of what's pictured in order to identify the size. Jody, you just looked up and was stitching to see a flashing light on my head. Oh my goodness, isn't that a hoot? You know what? It does come out every once in a while. It's yeah, red neon. It says enabler. Yeah. And you can pick whichever item you so desire, but yeah, it's part of my job. That's why I'm here. Oh, Candy, sorry you have to run, but have a good evening or night or whatever it happens to be. Nicole, you just bought you a pink nerd. All right. Like I said, I really like it. And the main reason is because it holds your fabric just as tight. And it's so much lighter. It's not as bulky as a Q-snap. And I think that's what people like most about them. Oh, Bruce, when your spouse asks about the money he spent, you just refer him to me. Send him my way. I'll help you out. I'll tell him that we just had to do that. This is expensive. I just remind him his obsessions come with payments. Do you know what? I should. I should get a commission. No, I don't. It's not about money. Yeah, but I sold a lot. Let's see. I sold a lot of nerd stands, both the sit-on and the floor one, and the wooden nerd hoops, and now the plastic nerd hoops. I don't know. There was a bunch of stuff I recommended that I can't even remember them all that people bought. Bruce, you could always say you won it in the competition. There you go. Yeah. You signed up for a giveaway and you won it. There you go. There's always a way around it. Yes, Molly, I do know how to do a loop start with a single thread. Oh, there's some who get a cut from Amazon. Oh, maybe I should tell them I want to. Maybe no, I should probably tell the seller, hey, I sent a bunch of people your way. No, I'm kidding. I don't do it for that. I will only recommend to you things that I find work well for me. And if I'm not going to recommend something just for the sake of recommending it. No. I have to like it, and it has to have done well. It has to work well for me before I'm going to say to you guys, hey, try this, because I really liked it. Leslie, yes, I did recommend a gadget. Ooh, I don't like the way that stitch lays. Sorry, gotta rip this. To tighten a nerd wooden hoop, what you want. Hold on. I'm gonna scoot here. Because I'm too lazy to get up. Don't look at my pants that don't match my shirt. Come on, roll. Okay. All right. Do you see here on the end, there's a slot? Okay. So, when you're tightening your hoop, I look lovely as always. Well, actually, I had the shirt on that matched these pants, but it was too warm, and it started out cool out here today, but it got pretty warm. In fact, if you hear a lot of traffic noise, it's because I have the window open. Yes, Anne's right. I have a video where I do a single thread loop start. But you can either when you're putting your fabric in this hoop, you want to put it on. You want to start to tighten this, but you don't want to tighten it all the way. Then you want to pull your fabric all around. Then you want to tighten it a little more. Then you want to pull your fabric a little tighter. But I also have a video on how to put your fabric in a hoop. Now, what I use instead of a screwdriver to tighten this, it's called a ratchet. Am I right, Bruce? Is that what it's called? You guys that are out there? It's a ratchet. So it switches depending which way. So you kind of put this over and you can, that's the wrong way. Okay. So you put this over, you can turn it and go back. Hear it? And I tighten it with that. So I will tighten a little bit, pull the fabric tight. Tighten a little bit more, pull the fabric tighter again. Tighten a little bit more. Now, the thing is, and you have to be careful. The thing is, don't tighten this so that your fabric stays put. But don't tighten it so tight that you strip the threads on this screw. And ask me how I know that. Oh, because I've done that. And then I have to hand it to my husband and say, why is this not working? He looks at me and he says, because you did it again, didn't you? I say, well, I guess I did. But yeah, this ratchet is wonderful. And it helps to keep you from, how can I say, I'm not mechanically inclined, folks. But I think when I was using a screwdriver, what I was doing was also like doing this to the screw, which certainly didn't help either, the stripping of the little things on there. With a ratchet, it helps keep it straight. Okay. So, yeah, a ratchet, and if you're going to get one, I think this one is from Lowe's, I think. But you want to take your hoop along, or at least take this screw along so that you get the right size. Because I don't think these are standard American sizes. I think it may well be metric. Not sure. Friend of mine got this for me, so I'm not exactly sure on that. But that's what I use, and it works wonderfully well. And here's my little tote bag to take along to the retreat. Now, what am I missing here? I saw something fly by me about ballpoint needles, I think. Loop start. Yes, Molly, there's a loop start video. I can't tell you the number offhand, but if you go back and look, there's a video, I think it's titled Different Ways to Start Your Threads. Starting and ending threads. It's in there, how to do the loop start with a single thread. Oh, well, that's good, Starlet. Do you know what I tell my husband? We both worked all our lives. We both earned, probably, well, I think I earned a little bit more than he did, but that doesn't matter. It's beside the point. But we both worked. He was an avid hunter, and his hobby cost, whatever it cost. And I thought, you know what? All is fair in love and war. Therefore, I can spend what I want on my hobby. And that's exactly what we did. And now, you know what? We're both retired. Our daughter is grown. Yes, we have a fixed income, but in all honesty, we do just as well now as we did when we worked. And we're both of the mindset that if we want something, we're going to buy it because we saved all our lives for this part of our life. So you can't take it with you. My daughter doesn't need it. So, you know what? If we want something, we go buy it. Oh, let's see. Hello, Nicole. Has a YouTube where she teaches? Yes, there is a video where I teach all the different starts. Yes, I really like the ballpoint needles, the ones with the little ball on the end. The thing I don't like about it is that little ball on the end makes it difficult if you're going to end your thread by working under stitches. I find it hard to get underneath existing stitches with that ball tip needle. And also, depending on what count fabric you're working on, a pin stitch can be difficult because you don't have that point to pierce that fabric with. Now, if you're working on, this is 22 count fabric, so 22 count fabric is not classified as an even weave, and it's not classified as an Aida cloth. It's an in-between fabric, and we talked a little bit about this before. Your even weaves are a mono weave fabric, meaning that there's one thread and one thread horizontally, one thread vertically that makes up the intersection that you're crossing. Aida cloth has like 4 threads bunched together and 4 threads bunched together that make up those intersections. So that's easy to pierce because you're getting through there and you're kind of dividing it 2 and 2 threads. And you want to go with the way the weave of the fabric goes. So that's easy. Hardanger fabric, which is in between, is 2 threads bunched together and 2 threads bunched together that make up the weave of the fabric. So that's pretty easy to pierce too. So if you're using a ballpoint needle on those, it's pretty easy. Where it gets harder is when you're down to your even weave fabrics, your 25 count, your 28 count. Those fabrics, a ballpoint needle, I have not been able to get it to pierce that fabric thread to make a pin stitch. So then you have to look at an alternative way to end your stitching. But other than that, I really do like the ballpoint needles because you don't pierce, like when you use a regular tapestry needle or a sharp needle, there's a tendency, even though you're not trying to do it, it just happens. It's just the nature of things that you can just pierce that fabric thread just a little bit. And, that causes your X's maybe to not look as neat. Or you pierce the floss and then you maybe end up pulling a little bit loose on that previous stitch. Whereas with a ballpoint needle, you can't do that. it won't pierce those. So it makes your stitching look neater. I found with a ballpoint needle on a full coverage, stitching cross country, my stitches looked every bit as neat as they did stitching line by line with a tapestry needle and parking. Just the way. I mean, so as a result of that, I like a ballpoint needle. The other thing I would recommend, Heather, is just for that pin stitch, just switch your needle. And I always forget to mention this. For like your 25 count and your 28 count, or those finer counts, if you want to do a pin stitch, switch your needle to a chenille needle, because the chenille needle is smaller and it's sharper, and you'll be able to get through that fabric thread a little bit better than, say, with even a regular tapestry needle. So switch to a chenille needle. Oh, Bruce, you're too kind. You're way too kind. I'm so glad you're here, though. Aw, thank you, Starlet. I hope you all have fun. Yeah, Bruce already said he switched. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat here. I get sidetracked. Now I see another tool I want. Those screws are hard to turn. Do you know what, Tracy? If you're only going to turn that screw on a hoop with your fingers, you're never going to get it to the point where your fabric isn't going to loosen up, because your fingers can't turn it tight enough. And that's the other thing. Is these are the wider hoops. They're not the thinnest ones. And again, my opinion only, is these hold your fabric better than the thin hoops, because you have more surface that's holding that fabric. So there's more surface tension. Okay. So if you're going to buy Nerge wooden hoops, I would go for, I can't remember the millimeters, but it isn't the skinniest one. It's the next one. Leslie, sorry, Karen, you meant the plastic? Hold on, what were you telling me? See, I can't remember. Okay. I think it would work with the plastic hoops too, but the plastic ones I can tighten just by finger tightening it, and this is super tight, and my fabric does not come loose. See it, like it, buy it. Yeah, that's right. I always use 22 count as a hard hanger fabric. Yeah. Chenille needles work well for starting a pin. Yeah, a chenille needle will work great for a pin stitch on no matter what, which fabric you're using, because they're sharp. You work on 25 count mostly. Oh, I had to give it up. Well, hi, Vicki. So glad you made it. I just sold another Didn't you see it? Did you see the neon light up here? I saw it. It flashed briefly, but it flashed. Enabler. Yeah, Carol, I think you're right. 16 millimeters is the thicker one, and 8 millimeters is the thinner one. I think you're right. Yeah, because I prefer the wider one. And if you have the Nerge stand, the sit-on stand or the one that sits on the floor, the 16 mil, it holds the 16 millimeter wooden hoop better. Now, it will also hold these plastic ones. Therefore, my stand will be going along with me to the retreat, just in case. Just in case I may want to use it. Although, with these, I don't know what I did here, but these stitches look terrible. I think I wasn't paying. Oh, I see what I did. No wonder they look terrible. I wasn't paying attention. With these, I don't really need my stand because they're light enough that they don't bother my hand the way the Q-snaps do. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. That's much better. Much better. So, maybe I'll get to stitch a little yet. So what else do we have to... Wow, an hour and a half I've been yakking. I think I need a drink of iced tea, that is. Mouth gets dry. All that talking. So I think, let's see, what am I going to take along to the retreat to stitch on? I haven't decided that yet. Because, I debate if I want to take a Heaven and Earth along. Just on account of your Long Island iced tea sounds good. Yeah, Bruce, it does. Since I had my hand fixed and I have these hoops that are lighter, I don't use my stand as much. I had, you can see it here. It looks like I have a divot there. That's because there is a divot there. I had what they call basal joint arthritis in this thumb. So they went in and cleaned out the joint, removed the bone that was really arthritic, filled in the space with some tendon. But it was at the point where I could not grip anything with this hand. I couldn't even hold a plate to rinse it off and put in the dishwasher. But I had it fit, and because of that, I wasn't holding hoops or Q-snaps, and I was strictly stitching with a stand. But since that's fixed, and I found these that are not as heavy, I have been stitching a little bit more without my stand. However, when my Patoki stand gets here, I will use that all the time. Leslie, 12:45 in the UK. Oh, having a nice cool glass of white wine. Good for you. Good for you. And how do I decide what charts I want to buy and where do I buy them? Well, to be honest, I haven't bought a whole lot of charts in quite some time. The charts that I think the only chart I bought was the Grand Library, and that was just the other day. And I got that right off the Heaven and Earth website. And other than that, to be perfectly honest, oh no, I bought that other one that I started. What's it called? The Magic City with Books that I started that on my last video. And that was a Heaven and Earth design, so I got that off the website. But other charts, what did I mess up here? Oh, phooey, I did it again. I haven't bought any, to tell you the truth. Do you know, that happens. The older you get, the fussier you get when it comes to chart buying. Yeah, I haven't bought anything. So for me to buy it, I have to really, really like it. And my taste will vary at any given time. And there's some charts I have now that I look at and think, what in the world were you thinking? Why did you buy this? Because now you don't even like it. So I have to really, really like it. I have to want to potentially want to put it somewhere in my house, because I don't particularly stitch just to put it in a drawer. I want to use it somewhere, whether it be frame it or like my hardanger pieces they're in use all the time. I stitch because I enjoy it, but I also like to use it in some way. That's why you see all the samplers hanging on my living room walls. But it has to be something I like and something I'm going to use. I would say that's the main criteria for deciding what I'm going to buy. Okay, what am I missing here? I believe you have a video with the title of Starting Loop Method Using One Strand. Not sure the full title, but you can see that word. That's where I saw it and started. Yes, I think you're right, Christine. I think you're absolutely right. I would have to go back and look back through to see which one it is. But I think it's labeled that it's a loop start for one strand of floss. Yes, and you can do it with 3 strands. If you didn't want to do a loop start, you could do it with 2 strands. You could do it with any number. Vicki, you had to have retail therapy. Yes, you could do it with 3 strands. Yeah, you can do it with any number of strands, and even 2 strands if, say, you only have 3 or 4 stitches to do and you're using a piece that you saved and you put 2 pieces together to do that, you can do it with 2 strands. And you can do it on any fabric. The technique is the same no matter what fabric you're using. So yes, it is. And people often ask me that question: can I do it with on this fabric or that fabric, or can I do it with 3 strands or whatever? Yeah, just as long as you can thread those strands in your needle, yeah, you can. And I can't take credit for coming up with that way. Um, Someone else did, and she perfected it and shared it. So her first name is Joyce. I can't remember her. I can't pronounce her last name. Yes, Bruce, you're right. It does work great with blended threads. Absolutely. I forgot about that idea. Yeah, because you can't do a loop start with blended threads, not when you're using one strand of 2 different colors. I mean, can't loop that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I don't often work with blended threads. Oh, I remember when oh my. I remember I was going to do a Teresa Wensler one time, many years ago. And I started it. I did. Sorry for the ding. My daughter just sent me a picture. She must have taken my granddaughter to the hairdresser. I didn't see the picture. I just saw the message come up. Must have taken my granddaughter to the hairdresser and she now has purple hair. Oh, God. I'll have to look at that when the stream is over. Oh, my. Unless, let's see if we can look at it now. Oh, my. Okay, let's see if I can show it to you. Hold on. Oh, geez Louise. She's a cutie patootie, though. My God. Okay, let's see. Overlay. Image. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Photos. Here we go. Open. Oh my goodness, it got huge. Oh, let me shrink it down. Oh, there we go. There's my granddaughter with her purple hair. Oh my God. She's so darn cute, though. Oh, gee. I wish they would have showed her face. I guess she just got the ends done. Oh, kids, what can you say? Too cute, too cute. There you go. You don't think you could pull it off, Bruce? Well, you know what? I decided a long time ago I'm not going to dye my hair. Not, and Emmy's always saying, but Nana, you have gray hair. You should color your hair. Why don't you make it whatever color? And I said, you know what? Yes, I have gray hair. And it's okay. Because I worked hard and earned every one of these gray hair. They didn't come easy. Yeah, Bruce, give it a go. Now, not trying to be offensive. Do you do have hair? Do you? I have relatives that are younger than you that are now bald. So that's the only reason I'm asking. But yeah, if you do, yeah, she does have lovely hair. The only trouble is, oh, you got your grandfather's silver hair. Well, you know what? I got my dad's silver hair. It's not totally, I don't know. You can't really see it yet. Yes, you have some hair. Yeah, you can't see it yet, but the light's not right. Oh, there you go. But it's nice and silver gray. In fact, it's such a nice silver gray that my hairdresser said, "There's no way I'm letting you dye your hair." I said, "I don't want to." Because you know what? Once you start that, you can't stop. I guess you can, but yes, her curls are natural curls. Yep. Yep. And she's not at that age yet where she's super fussy about her hair. She just soon let it be a uncombed mess. But she'll soon get to that age. She just turned 7. Yeah. Well, that's 2 hours. And I just made another mistake. See, this is why I talk and don't do a lot of stitching when I do these. I make too many mistakes and then I have to frog it. So I think we'll probably have to, things are winding down here, it seems. So I think we'll call it a day or a night. Yes, I agree, Bruce. Sometimes it does make you look, some people, it does make them look older. Um, yeah, just like I tried at one point to grow my hair out, instead of it being so short, to have it be a little longer. And I swear it added 10 more years. I said, nope. Went to the hairdresser the next time and said, chop it off. Chop it off. Go back to my short little cut and I'll be a happy little camper, because no, longer hair just made me look too much older. So it's like, nope, we ain't gonna be doing this. It's one thing to admit your age, but then hopefully I don't want to look it. So my friends, aw, yeah, Jen, I guess it is late there. Sheila, you have a good evening too. Yeah, I think we're gonna wind this down and call it a day. I hope you all had some fun stitching and enjoyed your stay, and I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me into your home to spend some time with you tonight. It's always fun. It's always fun. Like I said, you may not hear from me till after the 10th of May, because I am leaving for my retreat on Wednesday. So I don't know that I will have time to get a video in before then. I will try to post something of the retreat and give you a little taste of that. So we don't have any fun. No fun at all. And I'll see what enabling I can do there as well as enabling here, and see if that little sign on my forehead flashes. So all of you have a great weekend. Have a great week next week, and I'm gonna catch you when I get back. If I don't, hopefully I will get a chance to do a little bit of a video while I'm at the retreat. So all of you take care until I see you again, and have a great time. Happy stitching. Be kind. Stay healthy. And I will catch you next time. Love you all because you are all fabulous, fabulous people. Thank you so much. And a special thank you to all of those people who are participating in the Pandemic Friendship Project. And if you're interested in that, just send me an email and I will forward it to Susan. Thanks again. Till next time. Bye-bye.